Today we create a push stick that nicely fits in your Klingon workshop. These are my standard push sticks. When they are worn out, I trace the old one on a piece of scrap, cut it on a bandsaw, and after rounding over the edges I paint them red and add a small magnet to stick them to the side of my tablesaw. They are functional but boring, so I had the idea to design a version based on the Klingon weapons in Star Trek. I collected quite a few images on a Pinterest board and tried to imagine how a Klingon push stick could look like. Over an evening, while watching Next Generation, I scribbled a first sketch on a piece of paper. In Inkscape, I start with a rough outline and continuously refine it till I'm happy with the overall look. The template will be available as a free download on my website. I will add a decorative element to the side and also planned for a handle. Using the built-in CNC tool, I export the three shapes as G-code. The shape itself is cut from 15mm plywood. As I've set the depth of cut too shallow, I will cut the shape out with my bandsaw and jigsaw and trim it flush with a router. If you don't have a CNC, you could also use a bandsaw or jigsaw to cut the entire shape. After holding it in my hand, I realized that an additional handle would make the grip less comfortable and skipped the step. If you go for a thinner ply, you might want to add a handle. With all the pieces cut, I draw some bevels so that the push stick looks a little more like a blade. To do that, I scribe a line at the same distance from the edge. I also mark a center line by registering my pen against the workbench. With different rasps and files, I connect my lines and thereby create the bevels, just as you would do it for a real knife. The main difference for a real knife is that my edge is very dull, so that the wood doesn't chip out. After all the bevels are established, I give the entire piece a thorough sanding up to 320 grit. I then give the entire shape several coats of black paint with a light sanding between coats, mainly to cover up the wood grain. I then follow up with 2 coats of silver spray paint that I touch up with a few sparkles of black paint so that it does not look too bright and shiny. From bright green vinyl, I cut the accent part and glue it to the push stick. Afterwards, the entire stick gets 2 additional coats of clear spray paint. The handle gets wrapped in black tape that is normally used on bicycle handles, which gives the stick a very comfortable grip. Lastly, I create some dents and scratches before applying a variety of brown and black colors and wipe most of it away to weather the piece, highlight all the defects and make it look used. This is my first time that I'm trying my hands at weathering. If you have tips and ideas, please let me know in the comments. Although it is less functional than most of my other projects, this one was definitely very fun to make. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe so you get notified of new videos. For a look at future projects, you can follow me on Instagram.